Election stakeholders convene to forge action plan for credible polls. Food security program gains momentum as donor agencies pledge support. Nigeria police force to prosecute foreign nationals for fraud and impersonation in landmark crackdown. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 3 on NTN News 24, coming to you live from Abuja. I am Chinenye Ngoye. After signing the Tax Harmonization and Modernization Bill into law, President Bola Tinubu has given an indication that the new law will take effect in the next 6 months to ease Nigerians into the new tax regime. The president gave the indication while addressing a meeting of an African financial institution. State House correspondent Musbao Danwahab reports.
President Bola Tinubu and First Lady Oluremi attended the meeting, which recorded a high roll call of African leaders present and past. It was an opportunity for President Tinubu to update Nigerians and economic watchers on the progress of his social and economic reforms, which included the removal of subsidy on petroleum products and harmonization of exchange rates. He also highlighted his administration's efforts in the social sector, including the student loan scheme, credit facility, health and infrastructure renewal, among others.
The result of our efforts are clear and promising, providing a strong foundation for our future endeavors. We have made significant strides in various sectors, and these achievements should fill us with great joy for what it lies ahead. Inflation is easing, Naira is stabilizing, investors' confidence is recovering. Tax reform is also underway. It has been signed to law. We have 6 months of grace to get familiar with it.
Commending the leadership of Afrexim Bank under a Nigerian, Professor Benedict Orama, the president acknowledged that Nigeria has benefited immensely from the institution's programs lately.
Nigeria has proudly benefited from over $52 billion in support directed into energy, agriculture, infrastructure, manufacturing, healthcare, and creative industries. Flagship projects such as Dangote and Bua refineries, the African Medical Center of Excellence, and the African Quality Assurance Center embody confidence in Nigeria's future and Africa's potential.
The president, who underscored the significance of a pan-African settlement system, PASS, urged African countries to embrace the program.
Nigeria's collaboration with Afrexim is expanding in both scope and ambition. Together, we are launching the Africa Energy Bank, headquarters in Abuja, with $5 billion in initial capital to finance Africa's energy transition, leveraging gas, renewables, and clean technologies.
Proud of the achievements of Professor Orama on the continent through the financial institution, President Tinubu conferred a national honor of GCON on him. In Abuja, Musbao Danwahab, NC News.
President Bola Tinubu is expected to attend BRICS summit in Brazil and make a stop at St. Lucia. In St. Lucia, he will meet with Governor General Cyril Errol Mercedes Charles and Prime Minister Philip Pierre. A key event will be his address to a special joint session of the Senate and House of Assembly at the William Jefferson Clinton Ballroom, attended by OECS, heads of government, diplomatic corps members, and the Nigerian community. Following this, President Tinubu will host a high-level luncheon to discuss cooperation and economic partnerships between Nigeria and the OECS. After St. Lucia, he will head to Brazil to participate in the BRICS summit in Rio de Janeiro on July 6th to 7th, 2025. Invited by President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, Nigeria will take part as a partner country. The summit will focus on strengthening global South cooperation for more inclusive and sustainable governance. Senior officials will accompany President Tinubu on both visits. The need for a holistic electoral reform agenda ahead of the 2027 elections is key towards deepening the nation's democracy. Election stakeholders brainstormed the way forward at a roundtable and presentation of the report on the state of electoral integrity in Nigeria. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Gathered here are election stakeholders comprising the election management body, political parties leaders and civil society organizations community. Convened by Yaga Africa, a state of electoral integrity in Nigeria report was unveiled. The report, among others, recommended the strengthening of INEC's operational and financial autonomy, stakeholder engagement and communication strategy.
One of the recommendations we've done is to call on the National Assembly to conclude the process of the amendment to the electoral law as well as the Constitution. We need to conclude this process early enough to guarantee the legal instruments that will be used for the next elections.
Despite Nigeria's over 2 decades of democracy, stakeholders believe that the gap between elections and democratic accountability remains wide.
When the election is getting better, politicians take interest in trying to control the process. The problem we are dealing with is that political control and what it does to continuous improvement.
One of the reasons we were all looking at is the failure of the politicians who win election to look back at the people after winning election. They are not there for the people. So the people see that what's the point of coming to vote after all?
Discussion on the report centered on why electoral integrity matters, addressing weak links and rebuilding electoral trust. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
In a counter-reaction to former Vice President Atiku, Peter Obi, Rotimi Amechi, David Mark, Rauf Aregbesola, and Nasir El-Rufai's led coalition, another formidable group of politicians has come up with another counter-coalition arrangement to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. In a statement issued by the national coordinator of the coalition of registered political party members, Comrade Ojini Olaposi Sunday, the newly formed coalition arrangement cut across all members of the 19 registered political parties in Nigeria. It added that members of different political parties that believe in the capability and good intentions of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to lead Nigeria out of the woods are the ones coming together to support the president to return in 2027 to complete the good work he is currently doing. The major aim and objective of the coalition of registered political party members is to work very hard to convince the electorates to return President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to Aso Rock as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2027 through massive and unprecedented votes across the nation. The federal government initiative to achieve food security has continued to receive support from donor agencies to scale up agricultural production in the country. Victoria Kasuwa Ojito reports that farmers from Nasarawa, Benue and Zamfara states are the latest beneficiaries of the Donor Support Program.
The Agricultural Support Program, an intervention of the Leprosy Mission Nigeria, is in collaboration with Australian Aid. It targets smallholder farmers in the state with high-yield seedlings and other farm implements to improve production. Representatives of various farmers groups in the state received the items in a symbolic presentation with expectation to deliver the seedlings and farm implements to their members so as to maximize their land for bumper harvest.
I'm expecting them to go and try these seedlings, plant it, and nurture it and see the yield. After that, they will compare the yield of this improved seedling they have been given with the local one they have been using before, and then we shall be coming back for supervision to see what they have done.
Therefore, please remain patriotic, remain committed to your trade and profession, so that we continue to feed the nation, continue to feed ourselves, and continue to be responsible.
Meanwhile, the Leprosy Mission Nigeria takes advocacy for inclusion of persons with disability to the National Identity Management Commission to improve participation of the disability community in the National Identity Number registration. In Lafia, Victoria Kaswa-Ojito, NT News.
The Health Sector Renewal Initiative by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration has received a significant boost with the establishment of a cutting-edge microbiology and hematology laboratory complex at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital, Bauchi. The laboratory project, facilitated by the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas, is among the critical steps to addressing the growing threat of Lassa fever, cholera, and highest burden of diphtheria across the country. Bulak Afsa reports.
This newly established laboratory at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital is expected to play a crucial role in the diagnosis and treatment in advanced procedure for diagnosis and treatment of both communicable and non-communicable diseases. The Chief Medical Director of the hospital, Professor Yusuf Jibril Bara, said the laboratory provision will help in the areas of increased surveillance and ensure early detection and timely response to outbreaks.
It will assist us in having a very quick diagnosis and also reducing the time being waited by patients. And the hope we have in this kind of intervention is to see that diseases are being managed as they come.
This project will go a long way in touching, if not changing, the life of people, the patient that will be visiting this hospital.
It is a true investment in humanity.
In a message, the Managing Director of Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas, Philip Michel Billa, said the laboratory is a complement to the federal government's healthcare enhancement initiative.
As an organization, we are really committed to sustainably ensuring that lives are saved. And it's for that reason that we've commissioned this project today.
The laboratory project is a commitment to shared vision with the federal government for a better healthcare service delivery. In Bauchi, Bulak Afsa, NTA News.
The Nigeria Police Force says it has concluded investigations into a major case of corporate fraud involving 3 Ghanaian nationals, Samuel Esson Jonah, Kojo Mensah Ansah, and Victor Kwano, alongside the Nigerian accomplice Abu Arome. At a briefing in Abuja, Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi says the suspects are accused of attempting to fraudulently take over Jonah Capital and its interests in Houses for Africa and the River Park Estate project.
I will proceed with the prosecution of the suspects for offences including corporate fraud, forgery, criminal conspiracy, criminal breach of trust, impersonation, criminal trespass, and attempted obstruction of justice. Mr. Abu Arome, who falsely acted as company secretary to Jonah Capital Nigeria Limited, will also be charged for impersonation, having been found to have no lawful appointment to that office, but indeed was instrumental in findings that led to shareholders appearing and disappearing in Job Capital Nigeria Limited between 2024 and 2025.
Affirms the force's dedication to due process and investor protection, urging foreign investors to remain confident in Nigeria's business climate while respecting legal frameworks and diplomatic principles. This is the news desk at 3 on NTN News 24. We'll take a break here. There'll be more reports when we return. Do stay. Many thanks for staying on. Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, and the Indian Ministry of Home Affairs through Rashtriya Raksha University, the pioneering national security and police university in India, has concluded discussions to commence strategic partnership that will lead to result-oriented capacity building for officers and men of the Corps. In a statement signed by the Corps Public Education Officer, Shegun Ogunbemide, the move is to enhance the mental resilience and professional effectiveness of personnel, stating that with this first-of-its-kind collaboration, 1,000 personnel will undergo intensive training in stress management and emotional well-being in August 2025. While reacting to this, the FRSC Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed said the capacity development program aims to increase awareness of occupational and personal stress and its impact on physical and mental health of FRSC personnel, equip staff with practical tools for stress management, promote psychological resilience, emotional regulation, as well as foster peer support and a culture of mental health awareness. In a world often filled with conflict, unfairness, and division, people are coming together with one clear message: let us work for peace. Leaders, peace ambassadors, and citizens from across Nigeria and beyond gathered to discuss real ways to build a more peaceful world. Thomas Obetere reports that the event was organized by the Association of United Nations Ambassadors for Peace, ASUNAP.
The event, organized by the Association of United Nations Ambassadors for Peace, brought together diverse voices in a show of unity and solidarity. It was held in celebration of the 64th birthday anniversary of Dr. Amina Mohammed, the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, a global symbol of diplomacy and development. It wasn't just about big speeches or official statements. It was about a dream that everyone shares, from world leaders to everyday peace supporters. The message was clear: the world doesn't just need peace, it needs people to take real steps to make peace happen.
We are keen on supporting the efforts of the current leadership of the United Nations, and that's why we keep training international peace advocates and development catalysts. So every now and then we organize this free workshop to arm people with the skills, with the knowledge, and with the experiences they require to contribute towards a better global society.
Participants from different backgrounds spoke up, calling for unity, fairness, and working together. Not just an end to criminality, but a world where kindness and justice are part of everyday life.
It is achievable when we agree to drop weapons, and when we say yes, we can be one, and we can cooperate with one another. It is very, very possible to live in peace.
Global peace is possible when man will not become a wolf to other man. When man sees his manness in other human beings, immediately we go back to that root. Then we will start from self and accept other selves.
The event witnessed the induction of new peace ambassadors, including the First Lady of Cross River State, who was represented by Sarah Edet. She was honored for her commitments to community development and peace advocacy. From the global stage to our local communities, the call is clear. Achieving global peace is possible, but only if we all play our parts. In Abuja, Thomas Ogbetere, NTA News.
The Nigeria Institute of Public Relations NIPR FCT chapter is set to mark its 35th anniversary, even as Nigeria secures the hosting rights for the 2026 edition of the World Public Relations Forum, WPRF. The national president of the institute, Dr. Ike Neliaku, disclosed this at the chapter's monthly meeting in Abuja. Dennis Temple reports.
It was a gathering of communication professionals. They are here to deliberate on the future of the institute, especially the council. Dominating discussions were the upcoming 35th anniversary of the NIPR FCT chapter. The chapter chairman emphasized that the milestone is not merely a celebration, but a moment of reflection and renewal, a platform to evaluate the growth of public relations practice and align the chapter's vision with national and global PR goals.
The event we are going to be doing at the 35th anniversary of the FCT will become springboard for the bigger event that is coming in 2026, and that is World Public Relations Forum. So let's make no mistake about that. Everything we are going to do, we are intentional about them, and they are all planned.
Beyond the festivities, a bigger spotlight is that Nigeria now secures the hosting rights for the 2026 World Public Relations Forum, a development the national president described as a major milestone in Nigeria's public relations journey.
It's going to be a great opportunity for us to reposition Nigeria for global competitiveness.
The Monday General Meeting also featured a public lecture captioned Beyond the Call of Duty. In Abuja, Dennis Temple, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Let's take another look at our major stories. Election stakeholders convene to forge action plan for credible polls. Food security program gains momentum as donor agencies pledge support. Nigeria Police Force to prosecute foreign nationals for fraud and impersonation in landmark crackdown. President Bola Tinubu has expressed profound sorrow over the passing of Alhaji Aminu Al-Hassan Dantata, a distinguished elder statesman, revered business leader and philanthropist who died in the early hours of Saturday at the age of 94. Celebrated for his extraordinary contributions to Nigeria's economic development, Alhaji Dantata was a towering figure in business and public service. In a statement, President Tinubu described his demise as a monumental loss to the nation, noting his enduring legacy in commerce, governance, and humanitarian work. Beyond his renowned business achievements, Alhaji Dantata served meritoriously as Commissioner for Planning and Development in the former Kano State, among other impactful public roles. The President also highlighted his exceptional philanthropy, which transformed countless lives, particularly in education and healthcare. Reflecting on their relationship, President Tinubu fondly recalled the late icon's invaluable counsel and unwavering support, which he described as a source of inspiration and strength. His legacy of enterprise, integrity, and generosity will forever remain a beacon for generations to come, the president stated. Similarly, President Tinubu extended his heartfelt condolences to the Dantata family, the government and people of Kano State, and all Nigerians mourning the loss of this illustrious son. And the death has occurred of Hajia Hawa Yusuf Funtua. She died on Thursday, June 26 in London after an illness. Aged 58, Hawa was an industrial staff of the Nigerian Television Authority, serving as a news producer and a reporter covering many beats, culminating in her serving as the correspondent heading the NTA Bureau in London, United Kingdom. While in NTA, she also produced current affairs programs, a recipient of the Gathering of Africa's Best GAP Award for Excellence. The late Hajia Yusuf Funtua was also the Kakakin Masaratau Hausa in Europe. She was an indigene of Katsina State and received her early education in Plateau and Kaduna states. She obtained her first and second degrees from the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. She is an alumnus of the London School of Journalism, Kensington College, and South Thames College, London. She was the media advisor and a mentor to Studio 67 Academy, UK and Nigeria. She is survived by her husband and 2 children. And that concludes the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Many thanks for watching. I am Chinenye Ngoye.